Morning, good morning.
If I can have everybody's attention, please. One, I want to thank everybody being here. I do appreciate you coming. It's a Friday and the weekend's near, but I appreciate you coming. I do have some remarks and I want to share them with you today. 2010 is a critical year in South Carolina. Our state has suffered from record unemployment, underfunded public schools, and politicians, quite frankly, who have put their personal political self-interest above those who need their leadership, the people that need their leadership. In April of last year, I began my race for governor. I did so because I believe in the bottom of my heart that South Carolina needs change. The only thing the status quo has been good for in South Carolina are those with status. And until we turn the page, and until we bring a new generation of leadership, we will continue to be near first in unemployment. We will continue to be near last in education. We will continue to have the highest dropout rates in rural South Carolina of any state in the entire country. That has to change, and it has to change now. I don't believe that our time, our window is that wide or is that long. It has to happen now. I have traveled all over this state, and I can tell you it has been an honor and a privilege. A lot of hard work, an honor and a privilege. And what I have learned over the last 10 months, more than anything, is that this primary that we're in has become divisive. And for me, the end goal is for a Democratic governor to lead this state. The end goal is for a new generation of leadership to step forward and finally turn the page in South Carolina. Because of that, I'm willing to put my campaign aside. Because of that, I'm willing to withdraw from the governor's race. The last thing I want to happen is for a divisive primary to cost us a general election. My campaign was never about me being governor, I can promise you that. My campaign was about change. I'm only taking a different role now, and that role is to be helping Vincent Sheheen become our next governor. And I want to tell you why I'm endorsing Vincent Sheheen. And I want everybody to know I'm not going anywhere. And you will continue to hear from me. You will continue to hear from me when I speak out about issues that impact and affect people's lives. And as long as South Carolina is near first in unemployment and near last in education, you will continue to hear from me, whether you like it or not. But let me tell you why I'm endorsing Vincent. For the last 10 months, I have seen firsthand that Vincent's end goal is the same as mine. Vincent's end goal is for a new generation of leadership to step forward, to refuse to allow the special interests to control the legislative agenda here in Columbia. And he's determined to bring jobs to this state and improve our public education like never before. And the goal is what's important. And I want to help Vincent accomplish those goals, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. People in this state have gone without for too long. And if this is the best way for me to serve my state at this time, then this is exactly what I'm going to do. I do want to say thank you to my staff. I want to say thank you to my family. As Vincent knows and anyone knows, running for public office, particularly statewide, it's a lot of work. It takes time away from your family. It's a grueling process. And for everybody who has helped me, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. the thousands of emails, the donations, and the people that have come forward, I want to say thank you. But I want you to know, I'm not going anywhere. And the fight that I started in April will continue, but in a different form.
First, let me say thank you. Thank you to my friend Mullins McLeod, and I mean that. Mullins and I started a journey together almost a year ago. It's been a long year, Mullins. It's been a fun year. We've seen each other all the way from Aiken to Horry, from Prosperity to Pawleys, back and forth, up and down the highways. We've met wonderful people. We've gotten to be friends over that time, and I've come to respect Mullins McLeod. I've come to respect Mullins McLeod for his drive, for his energy, and most importantly, for his dedication to improving South Carolina. And I'll tell you, he has been an important conscience on the campaign trail, reminding us over and over again that the purpose of government is to improve the lives of our citizens, and not the goals of special interests who attempt to control elected officials through influence and lobbying. Mullins also the best speaker on the stump. And I've really enjoyed.
That is true.
I've enjoyed every minute of listening to it. I've learned some things. I think I've grown as a candidate, and I owe you, Mullins, for being there. And I think the people of South Carolina owe you for what you've done. I want to give him one other round of applause. I want to take this moment to introduce some special people in the audience who deserve introduction. Most importantly, my wife, Amy Sheheen, who I am Father Fred and Rose are here as well. Mullins talked about a new generation of leadership stepping forward in South Carolina. I would tell you it's appropriate for us to be here together at the Democratic Party because there is a new generation of leadership stepping forward in the Democratic Party as well. I look around this room and I see people like Senator Brad Hutto, Representative Lori Funderburk, Senator Joel Lurie. I see Representative Anton Gunn hiding in the background. I see our County Treasurer David Adams. I see leaders stepping forward in South Carolina to make a difference. I see our party chair, Carol Fowler, who has been here leading us forward. And I tell you that Mullins and I join hands with this new generation of leadership, and we join hands with those of you who have been fighting the battles for economic justice and job growth, for public education, which has been under assault for too long, and to conserve our wonderful natural resources. Mullins and I actually have a lot in common. We both come from small towns. We both love the outdoors. We're both committed to all of South Carolina. We believe in family. We believe in hard work. We believe in our state. And we're proud of South Carolina. And we want to be proud of our leaders again. Right now, helping create jobs is job number one. We know that. We also must get our state government working again and out of its current dysfunctional system. Our current leaders have frankly made a mockery of state government, and we've seen it over and over and over again. I'm proud to stand here with Mullins McLeod. Mullins, we don't want you to go away. We want you to be there, continuing to fight. I want to be there with Mullins McLeod, traveling the state as we work together as a team that will make South Carolina a better place for the future, a team that involves you and all the people of South Carolina to improve it. For my kids, for your grandkids, for all the generations that are to come. Mullins, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all for being here. You on?
What will you do with your campaign contributions?
Well, you know, I thought about going to Argentina with it. not the best thing to do. We're working through that right now, and certainly the most important thing is the donors who've contributed. I appreciate their contributions. We're working through that now.
It's been a tough year. Every candidate on both sides talk about how tough it is out there raising money. How much did fundraising factor into the decision that you're making today?
Fundraising really, on my standpoint, was not a factor. Right now, I'm second cash on hand, and cash on hand is the number that matters because that's what's available for TV, radio, and direct mail. In my mind, it was about, I don't want to see us get a mile wide and an inch deep, and I don't want to see two candidates who have the same end goal work against one another. If the money's equal on both sides and we're both working towards the same goal but against each other, then what have we really accomplished? And for me, I mean, the campaign was never about me. If the end goal is accomplished, that's what's important to me, and that's what I want to help make happen.
You talk about worried about a divisive primary. There's also the argument that's been made that a vibrant primary builds a party. Democrats right now are under fire a lot nationally for backroom deals. Is there a danger if you end up without a primary that folks will look at the nominee as being the product of backroom deals and stuff?
Right. Well, let me clarify, because I am one of the people that believes that a healthy primary is good for our state and for the Democratic Party. But what I believe is if you have two candidates whose end goal is the same, then that type of primary can become divisive with the end goal. I hope that makes sense.
And I'd add that over the last year, you've seen Mullins and I, since the beginning, really, of the talk of Democratic primary, out there on the stump, working, spreading the message, bringing people in to our events. And I think that has been extremely healthy. It's been a very productive thing. I think it's been a great accomplishment that Mullins has helped contribute to over the last year. So if you want to see an exciting primary, you've seen a part of that already in the last year. I think it does make sense for Mullins to continue to be out there doing what he can do to help us win this race and as Democrats and be successful in changing the state.
You guys both mentioned several times that there's a new generation of Democrats stepping forward. Does that suggest that there's a divide between the older generation of Democrats and the younger generation of Democrats in South Carolina?
I'll take the first stab at that. Mullins, you can talk about it after that. No, the answer is no. I think that our campaign and Mullins' campaign has received wide support from both young people and old people. But I do think there comes a time where it's important to have that link grow between a new generation and the generations that have made things happen in the past. We have done that successfully over in Kershaw County, for example, and be very successful working together. But if you don't have that new generation emerging, then you don't have a future. So I think what's important is that at the same time that we have leaders in the Democratic Party who have the experience and have fought battles before, that we do have a new generation of leadership stepping up as well to join hands and move forward. And that's key, and that's critical, and it's important for the Democratic Party. It's important for South Carolina as a whole.
So this is a don't trust anyone over 45.
Of course not. Only Jim Davenport.
Well, he's not 45 yet.
51.
Any other? Thank you.
No, thank you all.
Thank you so much. Mullins, thank you.